and Dwayne Wade right at the body of Anderson Varejao. Welcome to your Kodak moment, Anderson Varejao.
Curry, way down top. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry!
Excuse me. It's been a long week and a lot of spine problems later, but we are here and we are going to talk some sports. Should I stick on the NBA right now? No, let's talk some NFL. The draft order is as such. That zoom is obnoxious. But after the Redskins won a game, holy shit, the Redskins won a game. After the Redskins won a game, the order for the top 5 picks is now Cincinnati, the New York Football Giants, Miami Dolphins, Washington Redskins, and Denver Broncos. I mean, this is the perfect place for the Giants to be in. You either get whatever the name of that left tackle is, Howard or whatever. You either get him and trade down, or you get Chase Young, who to me is the next Lawrence Taylor. He's that awesome. Like, Jesus Christ, he's just a freak of nature. He's incredible. I mean, I don't believe in Joe Burrow, but at this point, he is the top quarterback prospect. There aren't any real other options. I hate this goddamn mic right now. There aren't really any other options. As for Miami, I don't know what you want to do. I don't know what you want to do if you're Miami. I really don't. It's it's ugly. It's a real ugly situation. Pittsburgh would currently have the 22nd overall pick, so you would have 3 picks in the top 25, but 2 of those would be 22 and 25. And I mean, at that point, the Raiders got options, and I know first-round picks, even with their late first-round picks, are significantly more valuable in the NFL than in the NBA. But even then, I mean, Minkah Fitzpatrick is potentially the defensive player of the year, and you got the 22nd overall pick for him. And now, do I think Pittsburgh made the right call there? I'm not so sure, because they desperately need a quarterback, and they just don't have that. Like, Roethlisberger isn't coming back next year as well. I mean, we saw it with Phillip Rivers already, and it makes me so sad. But Phillip Rivers might be retiring after this year. And Dosh Garnett, as he would say, or gosh darn it. I mean, I slept maybe an hour last night. I was doing some stuff, working on some stuff, trying to be productive in this wonderful finals week, which means I am exhausted. But yeah, there's so much going on. What else is there? I mean, we can obviously talk about Lamar Jackson being insane. We can talk about the 49ers absolutely destroying the Packers, which made me quite happy because, let's just say I'm dressed to the nines, and by that I mean I'm going to continue flaunting that I was entirely right about the Niners. I mean, look, their defense is insanely good. They shut down Aaron Rodgers. They shut down Aaron Jones. There was no way of getting past that. And then on the offensive side, Deebo Samuel is potentially the offensive rookie of the year. It's a 2-man race between Deebo Samuel and Josh Jacobs. Those are the only two options. As for the Rams, which were the other huge loss, they got blown out by the Rams. As for that, I mean, the Rams are gonna suck. I mean, that trade they made for Jalen Ramsey we're gonna look back at it and say, ooh, bad decision. I mean, they're not looking good this year. I think their playoff hopes are pretty much dashed now that they lost to the Ravens. Their play calling has not looked consistent. It's not looked like they've been that great there. Even then, their defense has looked horrible, and I don't understand how you do that with Aaron Donald. I mean, I feel like people have kind of figured out, okay, you double Aaron Donald, and if they don't figure something else out, well, I mean, like, if you don't figure out, if you don't have a second rusher, going alongside Aaron Donald, it's not going to work. Last year it was Ndamukong Suh who wasn't washed. This year it's Clay Matthews who is. So, look, the Rams are not making sense. And also Jared Goff, the issue with Jared Goff is that with Mitchell Trubisky, we knew he was bad. Like, we know he's bad now. He may have had a Pro Bowl appearance last year, but we know he's bad. Like, we can see very clearly that he's that bad. The Bears will probably stick with him because they kind of have to, because both coach and GM are tied to him right now. But we know he's bad, so he's not going to be given a lot of money. The Bears are going to maintain contract flexibility to actually get other playmakers and all of that. The Rams, on the other hand, just paid Jared Goff upwards of $30 million a year. Like, come on now. That you're going to look back on that and you're going to say, well, that screwed them. And if the play calling is bad, if your quarterback is looking like a potato and then getting hit and turned into mashed potatoes, happy Thanksgiving, by the way. I mean, that's it. That you're not going to be a good team. Ravens Niners is looking more and more like what the Super Bowl could be, and if that is it, I will be watching that from second one. I will be perched in front of the TV, eating wings, watching the Super Bowl, and watching like all of the pregame for it because I would be so excited for that matchup. Other than that, I mean, this week was really the story of like three quarterbacks. It was the story of Lamar Jackson destroying the Rams, throwing 5 touchdowns, which for a player that, you know, the whole, just a running back thing, you know, that's crazy now. That he is the next Michael Vick. I mean, that comparison is so easy to make, but that's what it has to be. It was the story of Jared Goff just looking horrible and looking like he can't do anything. By the way, shout out Marcus Peters for, you know, beating his old team and looking great while doing it. I mean, so far this year, Marcus Peters may have been better than Jalen Ramsey. That's more of a testament to how good the Ravens defense is and how Marcus Peters can be the same hyper aggressive corner, and it works because he has Earl Thomas behind him. He has, oh God, what's the name of the other corner across from him? I'm not going to remember, but they have so much to work with. And then third of all, it was the story of Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz is regressing so horribly. It's genuinely an issue for the Eagles right now. And I will love to watch and see the Eagles crash and burn, but it's something that needs to be talked about. He's not finding screen passes, which how do you not find a screen pass? Like, I mean, if I got hit with a 5-man rush, as long as I have 8 seconds, I'm going to be able to throw a screen pass. And I do not have the greatest arm. I don't have good mechanics, but I can tell you that I will find a screen pass. If you want to pay me $35 million a year or $25 million a year, whichever one he got, do it. I'll take it. I will drop out of college to play for whatever team. It could be the Bengals. I could get CTE, but if you're paying me whatever it is, $25 million to find screen passes, I will happily do it. But Carson Wentz, you know, you can blame the receiving core as much as you want. Aguilar, you know, catching the babies, unlike Aguilar. You can talk shit about that all you want, but the long and short of it is the Eagles were 1 year flash in the pan. And yeah, the Eagles were a 1 year flash in the pan, and Carson Wentz's MVP season was an absolute fluke. That's what we've learned here. And while Dak has kept moving, while Jared Goff has regressed heavily, I mean, Carson Wentz has just continued to not look good, and there's so many excuses being made for him, and I don't even know if we can agree with them anymore. Like, what is there left to say? What is there left to say for Carson Wentz? His own team liked another quarterback more, a worse quarterback, by the way, liked a worse quarterback more. So we've seen that he can't really lead. I mean, when he was that MVP candidate, everything was better, but he got undermined by Nick Foles, and now Nick Foles is gone, and he doesn't know what to do anymore. I mean, his offensive line is still very good. I mean, Jason Kelsey is still there, and as long as Jason Kelsey is your center, I believe that your offensive line could be one of the top 10 in terms of not allowing hits. So, I mean, we need to stop making excuses for Carson Wentz. Does he have receiving? Do his receivers have problems? Yes. But have we seen that he can't win a team a game anymore? Yes. He's not going to be that deciding factor. And the Eagles are not good enough for him to not be that X factor. So that's what I have to say about that. I mean, as for MVP race, I got to say it's Lamar Jackson by a mile right now. I was all aboard the Deshaun Watson hype train. I'm sorry, I'm so tired. The Deshaun Watson hype train, but it's looking like the Texans are just gonna waste him, which makes me really sad. But that's what it's looking like. And Lamar Jackson being the second year quarterback to win the MVP in the past 2 years. Are we seeing a new thing where who was drafted? Well, Daniel Jones was drafted this year. Maybe he comes out and wins MVP next year. Who knows? That could be exciting. Yeah. Look, the Giants could do a lot of things. They need a receiver. They desperately do, and they could find one in this year's draft. That could be great. Yeah. I mean, I don't necessarily know what else to talk about. I am so tired that I can't think of new topics. But we will certainly be back here next week. I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving. I'm going to go back to my room and maybe take like a 5-minute nap before heading to my bus. I am going to call it here just because, it's Thanksgiving, man. It's Thanksgiving. I don't know what, I'm going to stop saying I don't know what else to tell you, but I really don't. We saw Giannis drop 50, 14 and 6.